Hi, y'all. I'm A.
What's up? And I'm B. And welcome to
A and B Conversation. So we want to start off by saying thank you to everybody that watched our first episode.
Yes.
Thank you for your support and thank you for your feedback.
Yes.
We have read your messages and we made some adjustments. I got my hair done, y'all. So we really appreciate the support.
That was just for y'all.
Yep.
That was just for y'all. See,
Yep.
She making upgrades right away.
Yep.
So what was some of the feedback? Because I didn't really get much on my end.
Well, I got a lot of feedback.
She sent it to her whole family.
I did, and all my friends and old boyfriends and everything.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yep. And so, my cousin said, "Do your hair."
Okay, so not that her hair was bad on the first episode, so y'all have to go see. You can go see it on our Facebook page. So it wasn't bad or anything.
I needed an upgrade.
Yeah. So what else they say?
They said that we had a lot of topics and we might need to narrow them down.
Okay.
And to get your laptop off the table.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So we going that petty with my laptop, in our own personal podcast? That's what we doing?
I know, but it's all right.
Now that's funny.
But we really appreciate you guys.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah. So hey, we have nowhere to go
but up.
At this point.
So we appreciate our day ones.
I know, right? Thank you and our page has 100 likes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Especially for 2 days.
I know, right? So
that's great.
We're moving on up to the east side.
Yep.
That's what's up, though.
All right, so let's get started.
So what we got?
So today in Black and Proud.
Yes, I'm black and I'm proud.
This is a topic that's very near to my heart.
Coming from a serious lush.
Well, I'm not a lush. But I am a whiskey connoisseur. I love some bourbon. I'm East Coast Southern.
Yes, you are.
Me and brown liquor.
And I don't do brown liquor at all. So I do not drink. My stomach does not appreciate brown liquor.
Yep.
But so I sent Adrian the article. So I wake up about 5:00 most mornings, and sometimes I'm up earlier than that. So I'll scroll through Facebook, and so I ran across this article about a journalist. Her name is Fawn Weaver.
Well, she is a New York Times bestselling author and historian.
Oh wow, yes, that is true. So that's an article too.
Black Girl Magic.
Yes, and we'll post it on our page, on our Facebook page, if you guys want to check it out. So I was reading it, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I guess while she was on vacation in Tennessee, she ran across some property, and she realized that a slave had taught
Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey.
So nobody so apparently this was unheard. Nobody really knew the story. So she kind of uncovered it. So basically, for all you people out there that drink Jack Daniels, y'all can thank Nearest Green.
Yep.
Who was the
and his
slave
family
at the time, but he wasn't Jack Daniels' slave.
Yeah, Jack Daniels didn't own any slaves. Nearest was owned by Jack Daniels' neighbor.
And so she bought all the land
and made a museum.
And
they have their own whiskey.
Wow. So yeah, that's definitely an I'm black and I'm proud moment, because I don't know, I'm just thinking just to have that ability, look how far we really have just come as a people. Honestly, to just go on vacation, run across this property.
Yep. And she talked to his Nearest Green's descendants, and that's why she opened this museum.
So I think that is just a true testament to us as people and everything that we're capable of doing. That's black excellence beyond measure. For sure. So,
I really appreciate
Nearest
Green.
I know.
Whiskey distilling abilities.
So she definitely. Well, we'll let him know. You pray. Say a prayer for all that whole little situation. Make sure Jack Daniels. But he'll know. Here's the thing. Okay, so this is what I liked about the article. Most. So the current leadership, I think the CEO of Jack Daniels, I read that, so they're really on board with
her museum.
making sure that Nearest Green gets credit for his for him helping what was the guy's name?
Jack Daniels.
No, so what is
Nearest Green helped Jack Daniels.
Okay, hey.
You didn't read the whole article.
I did read the whole article, but I thought, and I actually thought that he was helping somebody in the family. I didn't realize that it was. I'll go back and reread the article.
So Nearest and Jack became friends, and then his family, and then his son helped Jack Daniels after Nearest died. And so Nearest Green's family has been worked with Jack Daniels for a long time.
All right. So, hey, I'm happy. This is definitely I'm Black and I'm Proud moment that we have come this far to be able to reclaim our history and tell our stories the way they need to be told. So, also, but I'm going to go back and reread the article because it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I saw it. So I just sent it to you. But the point is that we're winning.
They also have a scholarship. They have a Nearest Green Foundation.
Yes, that was in there too. So I'm gonna go back and read the article.
And the whiskey that Fawn Weaver and her husband produced is called Uncle Nearest 1856.
Oh, see. So, hey, we out there doing big things. We just gotta make sure these stories get told and get out there.
Yeah.
So that was our I'm Black and I'm Proud moments.
Alrighty.
What else happened?
So this week I have been watching Killer Mike's show.
Yes.
Trigger warning on Netflix.
She watched it all weekend.
I mean, well, no, there's only 6 of them. They're 30 minutes long. I watched it like 2 days.
You watched it in 2 days?
Yeah, in between going to work and parenting and my other 3 jobs. So,
what other?
And between calling you
I know, right?
and telling you about it, and the first episode was awesome. We're gonna talk about it. I made my daughter watch it. She's 14. Yeah, and
because it's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix. The language is a little colorful, but it's probably nothing she hadn't heard before. But so let's talk about it. So the episode was about living black. So we in the black community, we don't retain our dollar as long as we should.
No, we
don't. So in the Asian community, they keep the dollar in their community for 28 days. And the Jewish community is 21. And in the white community is 23 days. So the study showed that in the black community, it's 6 hours.
6 hours.
Okay. So back when we were segregated, it stayed a lot longer. Because we, if you need to go to the doctor, you're going to go to a black doctor. You need to go to the dentist, you're going to go to a black dentist. Because you couldn't go outside.
Right.
To get things. So we worked together more. So that meant that economically we were better because there was a black middle class, black working class. And so we were better because we had to deal with each other. And we have gotten away from that.
No, we totally have. It was funny that you brought that up because one day my brother was watching the story about Black Wall Street, and I think it's in Tulsa. And so I kind of watched a little bit of it with him. And it's just crazy. Like, the dollar stayed longer because we obviously didn't have a choice.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice.
And so I think sometimes this is where options kind of can be a plus and a minus, because I know a lot of people actually even feel that way about education. So a lot of black people felt like they were happy with the way the schools not integrating. So they didn't mind not still going to black schools. So I think that sometimes when you do have choices, you lose some power and you lose really what made you the way you are.
And then also, Killer Mike has just been all in my life this week. So this morning he was on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, was he?
And so he was talking about how, he lives in Atlanta. And so he felt like going to a school called the Booker T. Washington School, or going to, MLK school, a school named after someone excellent, someone black and excellent, gave him a sense of pride.
I can see that.
So that would made a big impact on me, and it made me think about how I educate my kids, and because my kids have never gone to public school. But I think because of my job and because of the excellent people here in San Antonio, that because my kids were like 3 and 7 when we moved here.
Right.
So now they're at an age, they're 14 and 10, so they're very aware.
Right.
And so exposing them to, excellent Black leaders we have in the city, I was watching my little boy have a conversation with Oliver Hill, Mr. Hill. And he was our previous NAAC president.
Oh, that's right.
And so it just did my heart good. That sitting there watching my kids interact with him, or my kids we had our Black History reception. We honored all the Black elected officials. So my kids getting there to sit there and talk to these Black leaders, that was a great moment for me.
No, because I feel like, so are you gonna let your kids go to a public school one day with everybody else?
If they go to public school, it will be the HBC that they go to.
Oh, okay. So
we had a long talk, but they've never. My daughter don't know how to fight, and neither is my son. I'm done. My son only weighs like 80 pounds, and I promised them I would keep it to a minimum talking about them.
Oh.
But yeah, my daughter don't know how to fight,
okay.
and so she's never, and neither one of my kids have never ridden a school bus. And so my daughter asked me about the school bus one day, and I was like, "Girl, don't nothing good happen on the school bus." I was like,
don't say that because I rode the bus for a long time.
I've been on some fist fights on the school bus.
So I'm total opposite. I guess I don't know, opposite spectrum for real. So I feel like I went to public school all my life, so I don't really know what it's like to go to nothing but a public school. But I think at the same time, public schools are just different when we were going to school as well than they are now. Because I'm not even going to lie. As an educator and former in the classroom teacher, like, the stuff that I'm seeing now, I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Like, there's nothing you could do to make me go back to teaching in the classroom. I don't care how much money you offered me. Like, the answer is no. I can't do it. Not at the age that I am now. No. My ability to, my patience. Now, mind you, I love the kids because I still actually do teach. I do some instructional lessons for 4th graders right now. But full time in the classroom, I can't do it. Because, I see what they're going through. And it was just different. So, I could totally understand why you probably wouldn't want to send them to public school, especially at this time. But hopefully maybe they'll pick a HBCU to go to.
Yeah, we had that talk this morning because there's a ton of them in the area where I'm from, in Raleigh. We have St. Aug, we have Shaw, we have Central. So
yeah, y'all do have a lot of HBCUs in
we
North
do,
Carolina.
We do. And so, they'd be close to their grandparents and family. So, yeah, I thought that's the talk that we had with them this morning on the way to school. So
that's good. But I do think you do feel a sense of pride when you go to MLK. Your elementary school or your high school is named after Martin Luther King or any other.
Frederick Douglass High School. Yeah.
So I do totally get that. So he's right about that. You do kind of develop a sense of pride. And I will say one thing about, I didn't go to HBCU, although I wanted to for grad school. I do. Like a lot of my clients and just colleagues who went to HBCUs, like they love their school. Like, unfortunately, I don't have that much pride in the PWI. None of them that I went to. Although I will say U of H, like I got an awesome education from U of H, and that's probably the closest HBCU. That's the closest I'm gonna get to H because it's right across the street from TSU. But U of H has a very, very diverse campus. Like, it's really probably more Black and Hispanic students go to U of H than, I don't really remember seeing too many Caucasian students in my time there, but I'm sure they were there. But it's Houston at the same time and across the street from TSU. So that was the closest I was going to get to an HBCU without having to go to school again. But I think that experience and the pride that my friends and colleagues and clients have from going to HBCU, like, that's priceless. Like, honestly, especially if you didn't go to an all-Black public high school or something. So you do get that.
Yes, I went to an all-Black public high school. I was bussed in because I grew up in a all-white neighborhood Well, I think there might be
See, I
one
was
other.
opposite.
There might be one other black family, and they moved in when I was in high school.
Really?
So I wanted to shout out Rico. Her parents still live down the street from my parents. They're the only. It's just them two black families there
wow.
still. 30 some odd years later, since my parents moved into that house. But so I was busted. I went to all black high school.
I did too. Like all of my schools.
It was excellent. It was an excellent school. It's a very competitive. Shout out Enloe Eagles.
So I went to high school was I went to Black and Hispanic high school because by the time we moved to Kansas City. So shout out J.C. Harmon, class of '95, go Hawks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say when I graduated from high school.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. So yeah, but before we moved to Kansas City, then we lived in Southern Illinois. So this high school was pretty much predominantly white. But my mother was very nomadic, so which worked out for me because I got to go to school in a number of different backgrounds. So I've been to all white schools before. I've been to all black. I've been to inner city schools. I've been to suburban schools. So I feel like it really kind of made me the person I am, being able to definitely talk to people, and interact with people from all races and nationalities. So I guess I can appreciate all that moving that we did. And them them long car rides and bus rides.
Okay, we digress.
Did.
We're going to get back to our topic, which was...
We did digress.
Living black.
Living black.
Okay. So Killer Mike decided he was going to try to just live black for 3 days.
And which... do that.
Well, it was a struggle for him. And once he got outside of Atlanta, and he lives in Atlanta. So I thought about it. Really hard because I did embark on a project maybe a year or two ago where I had two partners and we were doing an all black bridal magazine.
Oh.
Okay. And so we sourced everything here in San Antonio. I think the furthest we went away was Houston.
Okay.
But we were able to create a beautiful, you could have a beautiful, elegant wedding.
Remember that.
Just super elegant. And the whole premise of it was being unapologetically black.
Right.
Because being a makeup artist, I deal with brides. And I remember what inspired me to even do that was I had a bride that wanted her hair pressed. And it was July. Ooh. And she normally wears her hair in a natural. And she wanted her hair pressed. And it was July. And I was very stressed. About
that humidity, right?
Yeah, and so because my hairdresser was sick that day, and so I had to press her hair.
Why do I feel like, was this here?
It was a client you sent me. Yes, it was. And so
y'all see how? Yes. Oh, she threw that.
No, it was quick. Beautiful. It was beautiful, but I was a little stressed. But I made it happen. But I was very stressed. And it was for her bridal portrait. Okay. No, the pictures are beautiful. You wouldn't know. Okay. You wouldn't know.
Now you got me thinking about who it was.
We'll talk about it later. But it was beautiful. So when I cast models for this magazine, all the models had natural hair. And they were all different hues. I had a light-skinned girl, a honey-colored girl, down to just a beautiful mahogany model. They were gorgeous. Oh, wow. And maybe one day those pictures will come out, but it was beautiful. And so everybody that worked on it, the florist, the photographer, I brought in my friend, of course, and it was beautiful. It was all black, and it was elegant, it was tasteful, it was gorgeous. From the venue, the food, everything was black, and that made me proud that we were able to do that. Yeah. So even though in a city where I said we still less than 7. You said we're 9. Either way, if we ate, right, it still ain't a lot of us.
Right, it's still not.
So we do have, especially being, with us being entrepreneurs, so we do have access to a lot of other entrepreneurs. Right. So we do know a lot of businesses that we can patronize that are black. You're so right. I'm proud of that I can get good food. I can get good food. I can get clothes.
Yep. Honestly, we could probably live black for quite a while here in San Antonio.
We could. We just don't have a grocery store.
Right. So
if y'all didn't know of a black-owned grocery store, let me know. And so there was a book. Maggie Anderson wrote a book called Our Black Year. It's been on my reading list, on my nightstand for a long time. And I will get around to reading it. She talked about her family, how they lived black for a whole year.
Wow. Ooh.
So,
where does she live, though?
She lived in a major city, though.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
So, But even Killer Mike living in Atlanta, it was a struggle for him.
Really?
It was a struggle. Yeah.
Okay, so I lived in Atlanta for 3 years, from 06 to 09 before I left to go to Abu Dhabi. Okay, so honestly,
well,
that's okay.
So the reason why it was a struggle for him was he was doing it as a social experiment. So he was just really extreme with it.
Okay.
Do we have a black car company? So he was walking, and then he found a black bike shop, and he bought a bike.
Okay. He went all the way. Yeah, he went way in with it.
So he had to abstain from his weed because he couldn't find
weed
dispensaries.
No.
So he couldn't find like a Jamaican to sell him some weed. So all of his sources were Northern California. So
wow.
I guess white people have a monopoly on that. So he couldn't smoke weed.
Man, yeah, he went all the way in with it.
But he found the black grocery store.
Okay, well,
he went all in. So he needed to go to Athens, Georgia. He found a black bus company that drove him on a huge church bus by himself all the way to Athens.
So even when we first talked about this, I said that I feel like this is a moment of opportunity. And so, since as a small business champion, because like I love to see people start a good, viable business. And I think this whole situation, if you really looked at it and figure out, even if you just took the city that we live in, or your own city, and really wrote down a list of things that you would need on a daily basis or just throughout your life, and if it doesn't exist as a black-owned business, here's a great opportunity for you to start one. Like, if for nothing else, that is like an opportunity for you to start and fill in those gaps. Because here's the thing, entrepreneurship is also about filling in the gaps and also providing solutions to problems and making sure that you can do it, especially if it's like if you're in a situation where there's like multiple, you want to figure out obviously what makes you different.
Yeah, find your niche.
Yeah, find your niche and go for it. Because at the end of the day, it's like these are things that don't exist, and more people than not, I really do believe this, and maybe this is in my head, but I really feel like more people than not probably really do want to shop black and support black-owned businesses more than they do anything else. I personally think that they do, but so. I don't know. I think that really made you just think about.
Yeah, so I found there's a website called We Buy Black. Mm-hmm. And so it can help you source everyday items from black companies.
Oh, wow. And then,
so if you can't find it, go on there and order it.
And then there's a lot of black directories, too. So there's
we have one here.
Yeah, so there's a lot of black directories for you to look.
Yes, our sponsor.
Yes,
our sponsor is thecity.com.
Yes, I love how he threw that one in there.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery.
I know, right? So, yeah, I just feel like you just have to take a look at where you live, and if entrepreneurship is something that you want to do, and that you feel like you have the drive for it, like, hey,
you have to be self-driven, self-motivated. Yes, you have to have that hustle. So
all day, every day.
Yep. But I admire your hustle, friend.
Well, thank you, friend.
You're really good. You're really driven and dedicated.
Oh,
and yeah.
Don't make me cry.
Love you.
I love you back.
So
no, it's funny because when I was on on I Am Refocused this morning, and that was one of the things just talked about, is that this life isn't for everybody because it's a lot of work. It's past 9 to 5. Like, there's days I don't go to bed till like.
You're not off. You're never off.
Yeah, you're never off.
You're never off.
As much as you really like to be. And as much as you try to set boundaries, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That's for sure. But I think Killer Mike, that was a really good experiment.
His show, the rest of the shows, they're awesome. It's so awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it over this weekend.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good.
Check them out.
Well, we want to give a challenge to everybody out there, to our friends and
Yes.
family. Try to, Black History Month starts tomorrow. So,
28 days of blackness. But although we should
wait,
really be...
I'm sorry, I'm Black 360.
Right, no, that's what I was about to say. But I said it's 28 days. 28 days of blackness, but we really should be, Black 365. Like, honestly, like...
I am. I can't take a vacation from it.
I know. Every day I wake up.
Yep, it's there.
This mocha is here.
Yep. So, but we want to give y'all a challenge.
Yes.
So, in honor of Black History Month, see how many Black businesses you can patronize, and then give us a shout out. Let us take a picture, post it on our page, send it to us.
Yep.
We like to see.
So yeah, you can either inbox it
to us, or
post it on our Facebook page, or send it to us on IG. A business that you went to, or did tag while you're there. Tag our page, A&B Conversation on Facebook, or
and
tag
IG,
tag us on IG, A&B Conversation as well. So. Really, I think we have to really be serious about this and actually do it with intent. And so I think this whole year for me is definitely about being intentional in everything that I do personally and professionally. So I know that I'm definitely going to try to, because 90% of my clients are Black, I guess it's a little bit easier for me to actually do things outside the grocery store, obviously. Those are a little bit easier because a lot of my clients are Black-owned businesses, and that's outside of hair and beauty. So I have a tax person that's Black. There's a makeup, obviously, Black. My makeup artist, Vanity by Adrian, Black. Well, no, like honestly, I do have a pretty good client base, so it's easier for me. But I'll definitely share.
And I think it's easy for me because of my day job.
Yeah.
I do have a wealth of Black businesses that we service, and so yeah, it's and then also because you try to the people in our circle, we have so many entrepreneurs in our social circle.
We do.
Because you tend to surround yourself with, we tend to surround ourselves with like-minded people.
Right.
So, we have, within our circle, we have a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of Black businesses that we can support.
Right. So I'd say for us, I think it's going to be pretty easy for this challenge. So I'm actually going to, starting tomorrow, every place I go outside. So here's the thing. Outside of your barber or your hairstylist, because those are automatic. So you cannot count your barber or your hairstylist. Okay? So restaurants do count because you don't have to eat out. You can eat at home. So restaurants do count. So anything outside of those two, you're good. So make sure you tag us. And we'll be posting as we, buy stuff. And even if it's online. So even if you support a Black-owned business and they have an online store, make sure you post it on there. So we're going to be participating as well. So I'm looking forward to see how many Black-owned businesses I can support. And just even ongoing, not past February, but since we're doing the challenge, might as well kick it off on the right foot. So that's what's up. What else we doing?
Okay, so we actually got a question.
Yeah.
Somebody sent us a question that they want us to answer.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's called A&B Conversation, COAN, for a reason. So we definitely want you to participate and send us questions and comments about business, about dating, just normal shenanigans that's happening in your life. Send us some Black excellence stuff that we may not know about. Yep. So we'll definitely talk about it and share about it, and share it as well. So what do we have? I'm excited.
So the question is, how do you, as an adult, break up with a friend?
Whew. Wait.
So that made me think of a quote from one of my favorite North Carolinians, Nina Simone. She said, "Get up from the table if love is no longer being served." So I feel like at my age, my tolerance level for shenanigans is very low.
Real low.
And I am proud of the friends that I have. The circle is tight.
Yeah.
It's small and tight.
Yep.
But I'm really proud of the awesome, dynamic women in my circle. And I mean, if I cut for you, I cut for you.
Right.
Right? We know I will fight. You know I fight a bear for you.
She will.
It's been proven.
Oh, she will. Like literally fight too.
I will. I will. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I will.
We would not be out here fighting in the streets. We would look. But
so I feel like
with a friend.
So I feel like
I'm still thinking
this
about
is
that.
not a real mature answer.
Okay.
I'm not above ghosting people, and just or like or handling it the way I do, like the way you handle like dating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just let it peter out.
Let it peter out.
Stop returning calls. Don't reply to the text.
Okay.
Just let it peter out.
That's what
just
we doing.
Like don't go. Yeah.
All right. So.
I mean, I suppose you could sit down and have a talk, but if you really breaking up with them, just ghost them. I'm sorry.
This is why I'm total opposite. Number one, I don't like being ghosted, so I'm because I just feel like we're at a point in our life to where we should be able to communicate whatever is happening. So here's the thing. First of all, I got questions. Okay. How do you break up with your friend? Like, so is she saying they was friends first and they started dating?
So it was a long-term friendship and it's gone sour.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not going to say any names because I'm going to protect the innocent and the guilty.
Right.
But I recognize who this came from.
Uh-huh.
And I know it's they've been friends for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And the party that they want to break up with, they just have diverged. They've grown apart.
Okay.
And the friendship is no longer serving her.
Gotcha.
It's not positive. It's not encouraging.
Okay.
And so.
All right. So. And
I don't feel like, I'm sorry, I'm not for like having. I mean, sometimes this is not her man. Right. So ain't no need to have no big discussion about it.
Oh, so it is a he.
No, it's a woman friend.
It's a woman.
Right?
Oh, okay. So it's just two chicks that's friends.
Yeah, and she don't want to be friends with her no more.
Okay.
So gotcha. I'm just like.
Oh, well, okay. So so here's the thing. In the spirit of growth, in the spirit of being better, I do feel like we have to just get to a point to where it's okay for us to communicate, or we have to be able to communicate with each other. And whatever it is, she may just need to really tell her, like, hey, my life is going here, your life is going there, and it's not working out. Like, you're draining me. Like, she may need to tell her and have that conversation. Because, like, we're too... Okay, and I'm just going to assume that this person is probably over 30 or over 35, so this is an assumption because she just inboxed us, whatever. So, I do feel like we're just at a point in our life now where we're just too old to be ghosting people.
Oh, I'm not.
Clearly, she's...
I'm
not.
I'm not.
So...
And because I know these two people, she might try to fight her.
Oh, wow. So it might be... Okay.
So
if it
I feel like she just need to let it peter out.
Okay.
Just like...
Well, right. If the other person is psycho, then maybe you definitely need to just stop answering the phone.
Yeah, so they have definitely grown apart.
Okay.
Like they have different careers, they have very different paths, and they're very different now.
Okay.
So,
and it happens though, but here's one of the things I always talk to people about, and this is even in entrepreneurship, it happens, especially after you get ready to, when you start a business, especially your business is doing well, or you're trying to get it to a certain point, you're going to lose some friends along the way. They're just going to naturally fall off because your life is just going to be different. So they will just fall off. Trust and believe me. Start a business and find out.
I mean, we started a podcast and somebody stopped talking to me.
So I'm not even gonna touch that. I'm not touching that.
Stop.
But I do think if you have matured and your life is going in a different direction, then it is what it is. Then stop return. Don't call. Don't initiate any calls. And when she do call, I guess don't answer the phone call. Although I personally would prefer you just to have the conversation. So I really think you should just tell the person that, hey, I don't think that our relationship is where it used to be. Like, really just sit down and talk to the person, because this is where we've lost each other at. we've lost the art of communication in all relationships. And I'm gonna tell you right now. So I don't really do I don't do arguments very well and discourse and none of that because I want to let's always just get along. But I'm like that for a reason. Y'all keep watching this podcast. You'll learn a little more.
I mean,
so
I'm not like
I think that she probably could at least talk to her though.
Okay, so I'm not down for like I don't argue a lot. I will if I have to, but ain't no gonna be none of this, and I don't do that.
Right.
I don't do that.
Yeah. So we're not gonna let it get.
I think one of our friends told me I was a dude the other day.
Oh wow.
She's like, "You're a dude," and she said that I don't have feelings.
Oh, you don't have feelings.
And I think I do, but my
well,
it's
I
just
got
some
enough
stuff,
for both of us, I guess.
Yeah, you do. And you are probably in some areas more mature than me, even though I'm older than you. But I feel like... So I have like one friend we have been friends since I was 12.
Okay.
Right? And we have never gotten a disagreement. We have never gotten an argument. She is the friend that you would call to help you move the body, and she wouldn't ask no questions.
Right.
She'd be like, "What we doing? We need to take my car. You got a shovel?" And she wouldn't ask no questions.
Everybody needs one of those.
All right? We're like that. But you can't hold water, so you probably would like tell somebody where it was.
I'm just not trying to go to prison. Like
if you don't tell, we won't go.
First of all,
just don't tell.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm just saying. If I feel like the wall is caving, I can't do no time. I've had my... Hey, we're gonna... Hey.
But we have been for... Like, we were there for each other when we had babies and
Okay.
divorce and... I mean, she had been like, "Girl, we go by his house. It's 4 a.m. Come on, we'll take my car." Ooh. He don't know what it looked like. Now, okay. She's that kind of friend. Okay? So,
I was on the phone while a fight happened.
Yeah. And you didn't tell me to behave. You said hit her for me. So I mean, you are supportive. You are supportive. And
I know
I think you would have did a plate sale for my bail.
I would have.
I think you would. I think if it came down to it, you would do a plate sale for my bail.
I would have.
You would organize it. You would organize it. You would get like multiple food trucks.
Yes.
And you would organize it, and
it would be well organized. I wouldn't.
Yeah, and you would get me out. You would get me out.
You out.
Yeah, you would.
Really, I just made one phone call.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna argue, and I'm not gonna give. When people show you how they are, I believe them. And I'm not going to give them... I'm too old to be giving people a bunch of chances.
Okay, well, to our person who inboxed us...
I said
you got two options.
Said ghost her.
You can ghost her, or you can sit down and really just state your case and move on. And it can be a I said what I said moment. So, see?
I said what I said. Yes.
So you can ghost her?
But I would do it over the phone. Do it over the phone.
Or you could do it. I said what I said.
But do it over the phone.
I'll holler.
Okay.
I mean, hey, that's how we doing it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
That.
All right.
So
that was good. So y'all, you can DM us, you can email us, reach out. If you know us, text us. We'll answer your questions.
No, do not text us. Do not text us.
You can text me.
You can text her.
And I'll answer, and I'll, your question.
You do not want to put your number out there like that. Oh, you said if they know us.
I said if they know us.
Okay. I guess if you do know us, then fine, but just hit the inbox, we just need to start off on the right foot.
Okay, so that's the protocol. I'm sorry.
Start off on the right foot. Inbox all requests. Shoot all shots. Send all shenanigans, anything that you want us to talk about in the inbox or the DM inbox on IG, whatever we call it these days. But
I mean, because our inbox has been popping. I'm excited.
I know.
We got people want to be guests.
I know.
I am
right?
super excited. After the first episode,
I know.
people
right?
want to join in
we
the
got,
conversation.
We got 2 people that
they
want to come
see their way in.
They want to see their way in. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait for Rodney to come on.
Me either.
Ooh.
I got some questions to ask him.
I know. That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be awesome.
All right, but we better wrap this thing
okay,
up,
so you got to stop it for this week because I got one.
Stop it. Just stop it. Okay, so this is my stop it for this week. I don't know. I'm feeling like I just want to know why is it only black-owned restaurants closed in the middle of the week, like one day out the week, like why? Why can't you just be open 7 days?
So like on Mondays, you can't find no black food.
Yeah, like
you can't buy black on Mondays.
Just be open. Like you're a restaurant. I just don't understand why do you need to close? Like, IHOP's not closed. None of these taquerias around here are closed one day out the week. I don't know. I feel like it's like, and so I'm gonna say I have not researched every restaurant in America. I have not. So I'm going to preface this with at least the ones right here in San Antonio. I know they're all closed at least one day out the week, and it's during the week. It's a weekday that they're closed. So I looked up a couple well-known restaurants. So I looked up Candy's restaurant in Atlanta, Old Lady Gang. She open every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Every day.
Sylvia's in Harlem.
They open every day.
So that food is so good. I got to eat there when I went to New York a couple years ago.
Red Rooster? Open every day.
So, okay. And I know like maybe your establishment may not be the staple of the city or a touristy spot. I get it. But I don't know. I just feel like
on Mondays when we hungry.
Right. Like, why are all the black-owned restaurants in this city closed one day during the week? Like, I can't keep track of what days Mrs. and Mrs. G's closed or Mrs. Kitchen's, what day. I don't know. Look, because they all got different days. So some of them close on Tuesdays. Some are closed on Mondays. But all of them are closed at least one day during the week. And I'm just like, okay, so at this point, I'm open to being educated. But I just personally feel as a restaurant, you should be open 7 days a week. At least close early, but open. Like, I could totally get that. Maybe
especially if you're in an area where you have a lot of business people that want to get lunch. Or you near a base.
Right, and we have 3 of them here.
Yeah, so.
That's my stop it. I just want us to just be open. Like, just be open all the time. Like, when you're supposed to be open. Because that day I wanted to go to Mrs. Kitchen's. And I got all the way there and realized it was closed on Mondays. Now, mind you, I probably could have Googled it first. But I'm just, in my head, I'm just thinking, restaurant. It's lunchtime. They're open. And they were not. And then there was another restaurant I got ready to go to. Just recently, within like a couple days, closed during the week. I'm like, golly, y'all killing me. So now I feel like I gotta start Googling the restaurant before I get in my car. It's gonna make me look it up to see if you open. So that's my stop it.
Okay, so my stop it for this week is for Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Ooh.
So she was giving an interview on the Christian Broadcast Network.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to read the quote directly.
What was she doing on there?
She said, I think God calls all of us to fill different roles at different times. And I think that he wanted Donald Trump to become president. And that's why he's there. She said, I think he has done a tremendous job in supporting a lot of the things that people of faith really care about.
Ooh, I don't know if I go that far.
Okay. So, I was raised in a really religious household. Okay. So, I know that God gives us all free will.
Yes, he does.
I also know that Satan got a kingdom too. Okay. I know that. So, between our free will and Satan's kingdom, that's how we got Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I really don't think that God called Donald Trump and his racist, misogynistic, homophobic behind to be the president. I think because we have free will and the people in this country are more racist than they have common sense, and that's why we have Donald Trump.
You think so?
So I need Sarah Huckabee Sanders to stop it.
Stop it. Yeah, like,
because I don't know what values. I have faith, and Donald Trump is really not supporting any of the things that I care about.
Right, especially on the religious front.
The fact that I'm brown.
I know, right?
He's not supporting anything.
Right.
Anything that I care about.
Yeah, she went way too far.
I was like, oh my
But okay,
Lord.
So there's a slight upside to him being president. A slight upside. So don't side eye me. Don't side eye me. So here's the thing. Don't side eye me. I think that it's a lot of people are living in denial about the state of our country, really. And I think now a lot of people are really starting to see that is real. So him being president has really opened up a lot of people's eyes and opinions and thought processes about what was really already happening. Because it was already happening. Now people just feeling more vocal about things because he has spearheaded.
Yeah, he's making it okay to be racist, right, and you know, homophobic.
But every time somebody step out that lane and come on the dark side, it never end up well. All the people calling the police and all that good stuff. Whoever they call the police on, something good happens from them calling the police. Like the little boy with the little girl with the water, she ended up getting a whole trip to Disneyland. The other person, the little boy with the hot dog stand, they actually got all his permits and helped them build his hot dog stand. So some of these situations, a lot of good has come from the shenanigans. And so honestly, I don't know. I don't want to necessarily put that on God, but I will just say, I don't know if that was his way of waking us up. I don't know. But I don't want to put that on him like that because she kind of went too far. But I just will say that I think him being president has allow people to really see what was already happening. And I think because it's really like the first time since I've been alive and like been really cognizant of what's happening. I've never really seen anything of this nature, and people react the way that they do.
So I feel like
or test the waters.
I mean, white men are angry because look how far they have fallen. Because they used to be able to own people.
Yeah, that is true.
So I think they they mad because Me Too. They can't just go around grabbing people's junk. And so they're a little mad. And they're acting out. And the president's making it okay. He's making it, he's like...
I will say she probably needs to stop it. She definitely needs to stop it on that and not really repeat that ever again. Because I'm just not... But I don't know. I personally don't think this was God's plan.
Not the God that I believe in. But like I said, Satan got a kingdom too.
But if it was, I guess we will endure. We have to endure if it was. So, I don't know. But that was good though. I can't wait till next week.
Well, I guess we gotta wrap it up.
Yes. So, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for joining us.
And listening. So, because you may actually be listening to it as well. So thank you for listening. Make sure you definitely go follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, A and B Conversation. So we can definitely, fill your life with joy.
And I hope they learned something today.
I know, right?
Because I feel like I've learned a little bit. I've learned a lot of stuff when I do research and do prepare for this podcast. So I feel like I've learned.
I just show up.
And I thank you, Pumpkin. Thank you, Pumpkin.
I just show up and talk. But no, I do send her stuff. So I do participate.
I appreciate that.
I send her articles and stuff that I see on Facebook. But then I just show up to talk.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
You're welcome. I appreciate you too.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. And we're going to have a guest next week.
Yes, we have a guest next week. So next week's topic is who's pettier?
Men or women. Go ahead and DM us and email us. Let us know what you think. What do you think's pettier, men or women? And
tell us some petty stuff that you think each person does. So what do they do that's petty? So let us know. Also, we'll read some of them on the podcast next week.
So
We'll see you guys later. Until
right.
then.
I'm A.
And I'm B. And this was A
and B Conversation.
Good job.
That camera kept going off.
Oh, they both did.
Oh.
Oh, really?